This is TH here, Tim Hater. Just here to promote now. Since I lost my other channels, I created some new ones. So these are the ones that you could subscribe to. Trolls Action, TA Rebuilds, 1000 Grim Reaper. You see the subscribers? Let's get the subscribers out. And if you're feeling generous, here it is. Here it is. If you're feeling generous, that's what it is to keep the movement going. I'll see y'all around.
Allison Mack, born July 29, 1982, is an American actress. She played Chloe Sullivan on the superhero series Smallville, 2001-2011, and had a recurring role on the comedy series Wilfred, 2012-2014. Mack was a member of nxivm, a multi-level marketing company selling professional and personal development seminars, widely described as a cult. 1. In 2018, federal authorities arrested Mack on charges of sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy related to her involvement in nxivm and its subgroup, DOS. She pleaded guilty to racketeering and racketeering conspiracy charges and in 2021 was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Mack served 21 months in Federal Correctional Institution, Dublin, in California and was released in July 2023. Mack was a member of nxivm, a cult founded by Keith Raniere and headquartered in Albany, New York. In a 2003 article from Forbes, advocates of nxivm portrayed it as an organization focused on inspirational executive coaching, like a practical MBA, while detractors accused Raniere of running a cult-like program aimed at breaking down his subjects psychologically. nxivm and DOS edit. In 2006, Mack joined nxivm after attending a 2-day introduction to Janus, a women's group within nxivm, and eventually became a high-ranking member of the nxivm organization. 22-23. Mack was co-creator of The Source, a nxivm program that recruited actors. 24-25. Mack was a member of Simply Human, an a cappella nxivm singing group. 26. She was also the MC of A Cappella Innovations, a multi-day festival. Hosted by nxivm in 2007 and 2008, the events were billed as a university singing showcase and were alleged to be a front to draw impressionable undergrads into nxivm. 27-25. In 2015, Raniere created a secret subgroup within nxivm called Dominus Obsequious Sororium, DOS. Mack was allegedly second in command of DOS after Raniere. 28-29. DOS was structured as a pyramid group with Raniere at the top, and the only man in DOS, with subordinates including Mack and others as Raniere's first-line DOS masters. 24-30. DOS was ostensibly built around female empowerment but mainly provided a means to traffic women for Raniere's gratification. 25. According to prosecutors, Mack and others recruited women by telling them they were joining a women-only organization that would empower them, with Raniere's status as the leader of DOS concealed from new recruits. As a precondition for joining DOS, women were required to provide collateral, which included nude photographs, damaging information about family and friends, and rights to recruits' assets. Recruits were told their collateral could be released if they left DOS or told anyone about DOS existence. 24. Recruits were also controlled in several other ways, including requirements to seek permission, physical isolation, forced participation in readiness drills, sleep deprivation, extremely restrictive diets, and being subject to corporal punishment. 31-32. Mack reportedly recruited 4 women into DOS, including India Oxenberg, daughter of actress Catherine Oxenberg. 25. As directed by Raniere, Mack and others required their recruits to be branded with a symbol representing Raniere's initials, with the branding ritual following a script created by Raniere. 33. Mack's recruits were unaware the brand was Raniere's initials and said that Mack told them the brand was a symbol of the elements, air, earth, fire and water. 34-35. Former NXIVM member Sarah Edmondson stated in a 2017 New York Times expose and a 2018 A&E special on cults details about Dose that she had been branded in an initiation ceremony at Mac's house. 36-37. In a New York Times interview, Mack claimed that the human branding was her idea. 38-28. Arrest and arraignment. On April 20, 2018, Mack was arrested by the FBI in Brooklyn on charges of sex trafficking conspiracy and forced labor conspiracy. 39-40. The federal indictment accused Mack of recruiting women to join what was purported to be a female mentorship group that was, in fact, created and led by Keith Raniere. 41-24. Mack was one of the top members of a highly organized scheme which was designed to provide sex to Raniere. 42. Prosecutors accused Mack of concealing Raniere's status as the leader of Dose as she coaxed recruits to provide highly damaging personal information, nude photos and rights to personal assets. 24. After Mack recruited women to join Dose, under the guise of female empowerment, she starved women until they fit Raniere's sexual feminine ideal. 42. Mack directly or implicitly required her recruits to engage in sexual activity with Raniere. 43-44. In exchange, Mack received financial and other benefits from Raniere. 45-24. On April 24, 2018, Mack was released from Metropolitan Detention Center, Brooklyn on a $5 million bond and held under house arrest under the custody of her parents in California. 46-47. During Mack's arraignment proceedings, prosecutors also accused her of entering a sham marriage with Nikki Klein to help Klein circumvent U.S. immigration laws. 48-15. India Oxenberg, a witness at Mack and Klein's wedding ceremony, confirmed the marriage was fake and orchestrated by Raniere to keep Klein in the United States. 16. Guilty plea and sentencing. Under the original indictment, Mack faced a minimum of 15 years to life in prison if found guilty. 49-50. In March 2019, it was revealed in court that Mack and the other defendants in the case were in active plea negotiations, as Raniere appeared in court to plead not guilty to additional child pornography charges related to the case. 51. According to a filing by the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Mack sat down for proffer sessions to assist the government in the prosecution of Raniere starting in April 2019. Mack detailed the inner workings of Dose. Mack also provided details regarding crimes committed by other first-line Dose masters, including assignments to seduce Raniere and efforts to find Raniere a virgin successor. Mack detailed Raniere's role in devising assignments for Mack's slaves, including, among other things, Raniere's repeated requests for nude photographs from Mack's Dose slaves, Raniere's instructions regarding the seduction assignment, and Raniere's encouragement of the use of demeaning and derogatory language, including racial slurs, to humiliate Dose slaves. Mack provided information to the government about Claire Bronfman's attempts to harass and threaten Dose victims. Mack also provided a recording in which Raniere detailed how he wanted the branding ceremony conducted. 52. On April 8, 2019, Mack pleaded guilty to racketeering and racketeering conspiracy and admitted to state law extortion and forced labor. 53-54. In June 2019, Raniere was found guilty on all charges and was sentenced to 120 years in October 2020. 55-56. The COVID-19 pandemic in the United States delayed court proceedings, including the sentencings of Mack and other NXIVM defendants. In 2021, prosecutors began the process of sentencing Mack. Under advisory sentencing guidelines, Mack faced 14 to 17.5 years behind bars. 57. The U.S. Attorney credited Mack with providing detailed and highly corroborated information and advocate for favorable sentencing for Mack. 58. Days before the sentencing, Mack released a statement in which she repudiated Raniere, saying that her involvement with NXIVM was the biggest mistake and greatest regret of her life, and expressed remorse in regard to those affected. In addition to the letter, her attorneys asked for no jail time in consideration for Mack's remorse and her cooperation with Ranier's prosecution. 59. On June 30, 2021, Mack was sentenced to 3 years in prison and 3 years of probation, 1,000 hours of community service, and a fine of $20,000. 60, 61, 62. In September 2021, Mack reported to Federal Correctional Institution, Dublin, in Dublin, California. 63. She was released early on July 3, 2023, after serving 21 months of her 3-year sentence. 64.